In this video, we're going to go a little deep in the use effect hook. In the previous video, we talked about what is pure function, what is impurity, and how should we use the use effect hook so that we can add the side effects. If you are not really sure what side effects purity means, I would highly recommend going previous back and see what those topics are. But I can give you a recap. So pure functions are those, or pure components are those components. If you give them the same input, they'll always give you same output. And side effects are anything which is happening outside the rendering. Let's say you're fetching data, right? You need to fetch data, right? And you need to show that to user side, to your page. This is a side effect. You're doing some events, this is a side effect. So whatever is disturbing the purity of your component is called side effects. And side effects are not bad things. They're part of building applications, because you need to call APIs, because you need to read data, because you need to delete something, you need to uh, submit a form, you need to validate a form. There's so many side effects you need to do. The only thing React says is you need to handle them gracefully so that you won't get bugs in your code. So right now, so we have this greeting component doing few things. We have this use effect hook, which is just console logging this text. And then we have hi there. This is pretty simple component. If we go check our Google Chrome, and if I think we can't do that. If I kill that, now you can see it's just showing hi there. Okay, but we have this console log. So what happening here is, because we're not passing any dependency array, as soon as this component renders, we get this console log message. If I go back and show you that, come here to console, if I kill that, refresh it, you will see this message. Yeah, don't worry about this message. It is hydration error, but you get this message, right? Yeah, so you get this. So you get this message which we are console logging. Pretty generic, just putting it console log. Not a big deal. Let's add something to our code. Let's add another example. Now what we have here, we have the use state, we have the use state hook, and we have the use effect hook, right? Now we have this variable users, and as I said, if you have a use state hook, you always have a variable and a setter function, so that you can, with the use of setter function, you can set the variable. Don't do it manually. You always have to use the setter function. So inside the fetch method, what we're doing, we are passing a URL. This is just a dummy URL. I mean, you can use it and you can get some data, just so that you can show some examples. It's not real data. And you have this data which you're storing inside this setter function, so that you can store that in the users. So if I do the console log here, and I type the users here, so if I do that, I come here and I refresh it, you'll see the users array is empty. This is empty because it's not updating properly here, because we have this variable which is calling this asynchronously, right? This is the asynchronous event happening here, and you need to pass a users inside the dependency array, the user variable, which, because it's changing, it's not happening instantaneously, right? You save it, you go back here, and you refresh it. Now you'll see all the data which is coming from that API. And why I'm showing you that, because this is the thing, like we miss sometimes, like you have this use effect hook, right? And if you know this variable is going to change, so that whenever this variable changes, you are going to re-render the component. And this is the important thing. So what is happening here, if you don't pass it, component will not re-render if that variable changes. Maybe someone likes the post, right? Just to give you an example, and you're not passing that like variable which is storing that value to the dependency array, then you may not see the number go up, because you're not re-rendering that component. I'm not saying you will re-render the whole app, just components. React is built of like simple components, and you can, because you are reacting, like you are pushing it, or you are changing something, you're changing the state of that component. When you change the state, you need to show the logic changed, and so that the value changes. So long story short, you need to pass the dependency array so that you know if this variable is going to change, let me pass it to my use effect hook so that I know like it changes. I need to re-renders the component, and that's okay if this is too complex. That's fine. This is not super easy to understand all the time. So you can go back and watch this part of the series and the previous one again so that you can understand what the use effect hook is doing. And in the project section of this series, or whenever I'm putting the project, you will understand more like how the use effect is happening. But I'll probably make some mini project as well in this series as well, so that you can get the idea how you can use these things properly. Especially the use effect hook, which another thing, like you can have multiple use effect hooks. I know, like you can have 5, 6, 8, 10 use effect hook in a single component. I made those kind of components where you have like 10 use effect hook. I know that could be a bad practice. I don't know, but it happens. These things happen in real world projects. So I think that's it from this video. In the next video, we may go deep again in the use effect hook. Maybe I'll show you some examples so that you can really understand it well. But yeah, that's it from this video.